Hello, welcome back to my little office at the DMO, or my office at the DMMO. My name is Andrew Simko, and I made a few videos on mallets, and I'm going to talk for a little while and play some excerpts and give you some of my thinking on certain ways that I have been doing things over the years, and just share with you a few insights. As you know, I use Carlisle mallets for the most part. I have a set of mallets, which I'll talk about in a later video, which I'm evaluating. I have some old Feldmans and Hingers, so with that combination in the various orchestras I use, it gives me a lot of options. Here at the opera, the Carlisle seem to be working the best, particularly the new Euro line. Now, I mentioned earlier the Euro 1s developed by Rainer Carroll. They're a logical extension of the 2s, 3s, and 4s, which I and Ron Carlisle have developed over the years. These have, I would say, almost a barrel-shaped head, beautiful felt, coated white, and they are the softest one. They have a nice bloom to it. Unlike some sticks, which have wonderful blooms but little focus, these have a pretty decent focus, particularly on the larger drums when you go into a higher register. Here's an example from the Death and Transfiguration of Richard Strauss, the opening. It has point. It really sounds good. Now, if I tried to do that with these sticks on the 26-inch drum, that surprises me. It doesn't sound as full, but there still is point. But it's an ominous heartbeat. You want that dark sound. Also, I mentioned in earlier clips the first act of Valkyrie, the very end of it, or toward the end, after Hunding goes to bed. Now, many people would probably play that with a slightly softer, harder mallet. They want more point. So doing it with the E2s would work, but it's a little smaller. It's more, I won't say nasally, but it doesn't have that ominous feeling. I prefer that. That's probably what I would use. I'm also influenced by Dan Hinger, formerly of the Philadelphia Orchestra and the Metropolitan Opera. Seeing him play this with a large round-balled mallet, and the things he could draw from those calf skins were just well-nigh incredible. He was just amazing. And my style, basically, a lot of it derives from his style of playing, along with what I've learned from other players over the years. Go to Dameron, for example. These sticks would work very well. Let me do that again. Two ways to do those triplets. I've seen them both this way, or frankly, I like this way better. These sticks have wonderful point for that. One of the tricks Mr. Hinger used to do is or the ominous feeling. You know, it's one thing to play the notes, it's another thing to make an art of it. And he always went that extra mile. He was never satisfied, and that's what a good player should never be satisfied. Mahler 5 wouldn't work. Well, it might. There's just enough point, but I think it needs to be more focused, less booming, less round. More articulation. Wasn't perfect, but still. Perhaps even the Gerda Dermrum too. And then the E. Both ones or twos here. Ones or twos, perfect. I just like it rounder, but the tide today is for more focused, less round. That's sad because it's more edgy than it used to be. But in an orchestra that likes rounder sound, that number one would work. Beethoven. The number fours. Nice, edgy articulations. That's the idea. Good, nice sound. A and D, this thing's really sing. Now how about the opening roll from the War March of the Priests? Works well in the high, although I would probably tend to either use these with a little more bloom to it, or if I was in the chamber, I'd use the Mozarts. Sounds a little more authentic. That's the trend for today. The important point, whatever you are doing as a timpanist, of course, rhythm, intonation, color, and style. Those are the most important objectives you shoot for. Those are my tips for today. Take it easy. Have a good one.